Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Ace Attorney Chronicles Adventures. This is a fantastically superb game. I'm having such a good time with this, and we're on the 22nd of November, 1:14 p.m. Supreme Court Judiciary Courtroom 2. And we have a new witness on the stand, or at least someone bringing in some evidence. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
A judicial assistant, and a woman no less.
You gonna fawn over her too? This girl's beautiful too. You gonna say anything?
The rules state that females are not permitted to this court of law or than are to testify.
Wait, it is the 1800s, isn't it? Pretty dirt. Pretty dirt. Yes, I fully understand. I only asked for 5 minutes of time. Oh my god, what if we go to the future, bring back Von Karma, and just like set her loose in this courtroom? She would change the laws in 2 minutes. She would like... I have some vital evidence I must hand over to the defense.
You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
This is why this guy is like the worst, right? Like this really elegant, like pretty beautiful girl that he saw as beautiful, treated her so nice, and now this girl that he clearly isn't like, or like I guess like she's a little girl, so he's probably a teenager, probably much younger, I guess. But now he's treating her like dirt just because she's a girl that he's like can't date. Pretty awful. This is exactly what I said as well. I said in the last episode that if he couldn't date a girl, he'd be like, or if he thought he couldn't date a girl, he'd be freaking awful to her. He's an awful person. I want to kill this guy. In Minecraft. I want to kill this guy in Minecraft. YouTube. 5 minutes, I want a moment more.
But, Your Excellency, I'm most grateful.
Cool design as well. Very cool, Yukata? Is that what you call it? Exactly who are you?
I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now.
What is that? A report. Oh, what is this? A report about something written in English.
It's Giselle Brett's research.
The Englishwoman's?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
You're amazing! Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of this trial myself.
Oh, no, of course not. Special characteristics of the curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What's that? Curare? I've never heard that word before.
Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
The fact that you use female as well.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
Cast your eye? Like, this girl's more elegant than the British one. The other one was like, oh gosh, are you put poison in the bowl water? And this girl's like, cast your eyes. Way more elegant. This is wonderful, thank you. Giselle Brett's report has been entered into the court record. A report detailing an unknown poison that Miss Brett has been researching during her time in UMA University. Oh my god, this is open and shut then. It's over.
Goodbye then, and good luck.
Oh, the little bow that Kazuma does, like the head nod. Oh, she disappeared. She was a ghost? Luke Skywalker. That makes me the Kylo Ren, I suppose. You've had long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. We'll detain her. Get her! I asked the prosecution and defense now one last time. Does he decide of any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made his case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
He seems so confident. We know we're out of options here. We have that book. This is really our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. We robbed this book. We stole it. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Whoa. Well, Miss Brett. Yes, Your Excellency. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. Don't ask her like that. Say, stay here. You're staying here forever. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline. That's how this works. Yes, get her, Judge. Forgive me, Miss Brett, but it seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question, however. I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. Yeah, we're not apologizing. This girl is clearly poisoning people. So, counsel, what is new evidence that demands the court's attention? It's, can we examine this as well, by the way? A poison made from bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters region have used it to, since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minutes, in minute doses. Route of entry: the above-mentioned effects occur when poison enters the body through a wound, such as the inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed the toxin could have an application as an anesthetic. However, the solution for this respiratory arrest, caused as a result of full body paralysis, must be found first. The patients would die of suffocation. So it can enter the body through a blow dart or through a wound. Like a bullet wound? Or a burn. No.
Yes!
We'll present this anyway. Monsieur Zelbrett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at the UMA University doing research. Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What? What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel?
A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
What a complete and utter nonsense. Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of curare before for one simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country.
It doesn't exist?
Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison.
What? Order, order, order. Counsel, does the deadly poison truly exist?
According to this report authorized by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems as reasonably well known among the European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by the arrow laced with curare suffer instant death. Both of us are so handsome.
Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
I love the reactions to other people in the court as well. I love that we can actually see that. Shh.
It's okay. Trumper, these aspersions are utterly trumpery. To start with, if the victim had been administered some so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain. The other diners would have surely noticed.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either.
I didn't notice. It's because it causes instant paralysis, right? Like, it can cause... Isn't that what it said? It said something about paralysis. Where is it? Here it is, isn't it? Due to its ability to render you paralytic, it's believed the toxin could be application anesthetic. So it can be an anesthetic as well. So is that how he didn't notice the burn, maybe? It was already applied onto him? Is that what we're saying? Paralysis first, yeah, so you wouldn't even feel it.
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
Explain yourself, counsel.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects go largely unnoticed. There we go. But I don't follow, Cosma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. I think it's like paralysis then death. I think it's both. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration. In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. Oh. That is indeed not nice. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware. Oh, just unable to move. That's horrible.
That's hideous.
It is a hideous way to die. To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. Oh. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. And you're suggesting that this bottle, counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison, for which there is no means of testing. What a happy table for the defense.
If I may.
All these facts, you think you're so clever, but you must be taught some...
Oh my god, yeah, shut him up. The shut up is a good reaction. I love that there's more reactions than an objection, and take that. Is it you? It is you must be thought.
Of course.
Oh my god, someone get this guy a bucket of cold water. I thought I was bad.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
She is like proper bad, phobic of everything.
You steal an honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled.
What a loathsome act. We did give you credit. We gave you credit for this. Above all else, we still give artists the credit. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
What's so funny? Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett? May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes. I don't see, why not? What you gonna do with it? We don't think it was true the water. We don't think it was true the water. That's a really cool animation there. We don't think it was true the water. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant island boys. She is proper racist. Sorry?
To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and the foolish courtroom antics is laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It is time for the games to end. Cheers.
I don't think we know it wasn't administered through the water though. Damn. Damn, she drinking water, man. What are you doing? I don't think it was administered through the water. I think it was something else. No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Man, she just died.
Goodness, Whatever's the matter, you all look quite stunned.
So, no curare. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy, but of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Britt.
I should like to be excused now, please. You can't just know. You have to wait for us to keep speaking. We have to talk a bit more. I think I've given more than enough of my time. The furtherance of this friendship between our countries.
Yes, dear lady, we are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
This doesn't make sense. There has to have been a poison in that bottle. So how? How did she swallow the whole glass and live to tell the tale? It's because it can be administered through different ways, right? I mean, I guess that this is stressful. It wouldn't be. It's less stressful for me because we read the report beforehand, but I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to have been a poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over, sorry. Come on, Renosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water contains no poison. Right? Is that what we're saying? Or, like... I'm so freaking worried about it. I'm saying contains no poison because I think that that's where it's leading to. But I'm always worried about these freaking trick questions. I'm saying contains no poison because of the court record. And I want to read this over again just so I'm completely sure about this. To a body through a wound such as inflicted by a blow part died due to invasion rendering toxins with application anesthetic. Hold us. Okay. The other side of this, and I could be completely wrong about this as well, is that how it enters the body is through a wound, through blood. And they mentioned this is the only way to have it to enter your body. They would have said you can drink it, right? So I wonder if it does contain poison, but it can only be applied on the skin or gone through a wound, so that's why she was able to do it. Okay, we'll say it contains poison, but if we're wrong, we have 5 more choices. The culprit did put curare poison in Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. Oh, you're serious? Oh, we got it wrong. We got it very wrong. Okay. Or maybe not.
Fool, are you blind?
There's no possibility the bottle contained poison. I think like there's a reason why they put the route of entry there. There's a reason why they put that route of entry in there. Miss Brett drinking the water from it. That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I think she's judging by the basis of how she has talked down to us and has been like, hey, you don't know crap in this country. And she's kind of thinking that like poison is usually drank, so we're like kind of gonna get like destroyed by this, I suppose. And I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer's in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be.
Very well, if the defense is truly intends to assert its claim.
Then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed? I guess we're gonna go with the report then, right? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, great. Okay, great. I was very worried about that, but we're doing good. We're doing good. The answer to that riddle is right here in Mrs. Brett's own research report.
There's not a valid explanation. You haven't even heard the explanation yet, you fool.
No. After all,
we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish.
that's not how this works, buddy.
This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, counsel. Which section of the report reveals all the answers to the riddle? Practical applications. Special character. Okay, here we go. So we have... Let's examine again. What are we looking at here? So it's synopsis, special characteristics. Special characteristics it is? But this curare poison. And it's left me curious about something. Counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of arrows that they shoot at the whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. What? Get to the point, please. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, counsel, now that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum. In this research paper here, under special characteristics, okay, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see. That makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. Oh, Miss Brett, she's in her... Oh, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? Nothing. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When the curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. Yeah, okay, that's thank God we ended up kind of at the similar conclusion here. Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew the curare's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. Okay, she's lied like 10,000 times now, so is everyone else. Like, I think we... You meddling little... Okay, that's enough. That's enough to me. That's enough for me. She's doing the Scooby-Doo routine. It's a real thing. It's alive. Oh, that's so sick. Well, Rinosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer. I love the relationship.
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how it possibly...
Oh, she's shutting him up again. Look at the swan is ready to attack.
So this ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with, some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? Flaw? As even your brain has managed to deduce, curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus. You're a gastric succus. Yes, well, this is me too. Of course. Gastric suckers? What are they? That's the name of my first band, Gastric Suckers. So the disease poison is completely harmless when drunk. The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? That's right. Good gracious. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand. No? Order of the court. The logic holds, if the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would have been infected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest Yes, the curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. No, it's not. Stop this, please.
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that.
She is like a Batman villain. Look at this. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What is this? Welling up inside me. I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. Oh, wow. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. He's gonna turn into like, he's gonna get, oh my god, he did the Phoenix Wright point. The objection. He did the objection. He did the objection. That's so cool. That's such a great moment. I don't think so, Miss Giselle, Brett. That's such a fantastic way of doing this. What a callback. How to use that tone with me? And look, she's like distantly looking through the glasses as well. I'm so happy for Inosuke. You know very well that there was no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You were alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence, as we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the curare?
Why would he be killed by the curare? So we know that it's harmless when ingested. Why would he alone been a special wound? It only goes through a wound. So it's not the bullet wound would have killed him. Like we know that's like he was dead already when he got this. Sketch, bottle of carbonated water, record of dental work. Oh, god damn. This is clearly a record of some kind of medical treatment, and there's entry for the day Professor was killed, extraction with the use of an anesthesia. He would have had an open wound in his mouth. Are we actually doing this? This is the actual answer? Let's go. I'm up for it. This is actually really cool. I love how they call back to something that like we thought was over in the trial. That's fine. Let's try it. Take that! Miss Brett so readily pointed out she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners.
A fatal difference?
What was that fatal difference?
The toxic effects of the curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poison water? Yep. Like that can actually happen. Like that's a very big, like a big gamble. Like you can get a cut in your mouth from biting it by accident, from like your mouth being too dry. All this stuff can happen. Yes, like the wound you might have if you just been to the dentist and a tooth extracted, for example. Yep. We're getting him. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. I love when we get him like this as well. So that's it. Use that knowledge to orchestrate this.